everybody, it's Miss Cosplay and welcome to my channel. Okay, so here's the piece of cardboard that I'm going to be using for the top part of the hat. Now I know a lot of people say don't use corrugated cardboard, but it was the only thing I had, so I made sure I bent it in a lot of places though to make it a bit more round and less square. Now this piece is a little over 17.5 inches, but it isn't long enough, so I had to cut an extra piece to make it fit around my head. These pieces are also a little over 8 inches wide, but I will be cutting more off later. Now first I'm going to glue the extra piece on and make the circle. Now I cut these tabs, but I ended up actually cutting them off in the end simply because the cardboard was too thick and they wouldn't bend correctly. Altogether this thing was over 2 foot around. I also made this little arch on both sides just to give the brim a little curve. Next, I have already dismantled my cereal box and now I'm going to sit it in the middle of the box, because I figured it would look a bit better to have the crease in the front and the back instead of just on one side or the other. I first traced on the inside of the hat and then measured 2.5 inches out and made the outer circle. Now when you cut it out, make sure to cut a bit outside the line. You can always trim, but you can't add. I also cut little tabs on the brim, and these I will actually be keeping. These will be folded inside the top part of the hat and glued. Okay, so here's after I glued the brim. The cardboard was a little too thin for my liking, so I went ahead and glued a layer of poster board over the top of it. Now all that's left for the construction part of the hat is to trace the top of the hat onto the cardboard, cut it out, and glue it in place. So this is what it should look like when you have it all put together. I'm also going to be painting it all black, simply because the fabric I'm using to cover it is slightly thin. So this is what it should look like when it's painted. I didn't paint the brim because it was already black due to the poster board. And here I didn't paint the inside, but I did indeed paint it later on. Also, I used tacky glue to glue the fabric on. It may take longer to dry, but I felt that it would give me more of a smoother surface for the fabric, whereas I may have had bumps and things if I would have used hot glue. This is just a little update on what I have so far. I glued the top piece on, then folded and hot glued just the top of the side pieces. I will then be gluing the fabric on the bottom of the brim, then the top of the brim, leaving the sides for last so that they could cover up any extra fabric that the brim may have shown. And this is what it should look like when it's totally finished. Now this is my first attempt at ever making a top hat, so I'm not really surprised that the fabric didn't come out perfectly, but I'm still quite happy with it. So I hope this tutorial helped anyone who needed it. Please like this video if you enjoyed it or if it helped. Please subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!